We've long suspected that women's hats can be made of anything. And then B Greenfield of Chicago uses whatever is handy. Even cigarettes to create fabulous chapeaus like this. One inspiration leads to another in his unusual occupation. Here is a logical companion piece, a match hat to be worn by Mademoiselle when in a light mood. This is a good hand to play, but we'll take the queen. And there's nothing seedy about this little number, and it may someday grow up to be a flower garden. Another masterpiece, a whisk broom bonnet for haughty gals who love to give gentlemen the brush off. And a very neat creation it is. A smart feather duster makes this concoction both a lure and a house cleaning aid. This little item is outstanding for clean, modern design. A floor mop garnished with olive forks. And the lucky owner of this will have a regular circus, perfect for making whoopee. Converting kitchenware into hatware is the mad milliner's specialty. Another kitchen colossal, a very serviceable item, including a strainer, a cookie cutter, and a server. A lowly sponge embellished with forks and spoons tops the artistry of Ben B. Greenfield, Chicago's millinery Michelangelo. Tenants of this extraordinary group of cottages are thoroughly air-minded. In fact, so are all the inhabitants of this strange city. But perhaps it isn't surprising, since they are birds. Landlord of the entire community is Fred Hewitt of Aberdeen, Washington, whose unusual occupation has given him national recognition as a bird housing expert. Bungalows, Swiss chalets, and skyscraper hotels with palatial suites, all are offered by the architect-builder of the metropolis. For the more conservative, there are Southern colonials, New England farmhouses, and a dozen other styles. Gay young birds may have apartments with parlor, bedroom, and bath. Even ornate air current indicators aid safe landing for high flyers winging home a bit too full of birdseed. All landlords aren't as considerate as Fred Hewitt of Birdtown. In the broad Columbia River near Astoria, Oregon, these teams of horses sloshing about are not pulling plows on marine farms. No, they're engaged in fishing and are now performing a giant squeeze play. When the river is at ebb tide, huge nets are stretched across, becoming veritable dams to trap thousands of salmon heading toward the sea. The horses pull both ends of the net together and then keep winding one end in diminishing circles until the fish are confined in a small area. The free end of the seine is hoisted aboard after the salmon have been rounded up in the corral net. The men and horses splash about on their cool job, and the net tightens on hundreds of fish dinners. As the winding up process is completed, excess net is stowed away. The drag chain is disconnected, and the horses move on to a new assignment. Meanwhile, these fishermen have a salmon catch practically in the bag. And now this roundabout method of fishing enters its final stage. Big, juicy salmon, which will soon grace American tables everywhere, are persuaded to leave their Columbia River home for a trip to the Astoria fisheries. And the horses continue their unusual occupation, rounding up more aquatic beauties. In the metropolis of Rattlesnake Junction, toughest town in all the West, there's a major crisis. A jackass has declared a moratorium on work right in front of the jail. But it's all just movie action on this authentic replica of a film stage built by G.V. Anchor, a Hollywood studio employee, and his son Jimmy. The maze of gears and wheels below gives life to scores of figures, like these cameramen making a panorama shot. The camera dolly moves slowly along, past actors and the temperamental critter, serenaded by the Rattlesnake Junction Symphony Orchestra. And what would a Western be without at least one stagecoach? With a pair of pliers, the actions of men and beasts can be quickly regulated. It's an unusual occupation indeed when one man makes all the wheels go round. And certainly there are plenty of them in this intricate mechanism, which gives complete reality to the Lilliputian figures. In the background, covered wagons move across a western wilderness. And GV and Jimmy Anchor agree that all the world's a stage. Out of the past, like a phantom of dimly remembered things, comes this ancient horse car, redolent of a way of life that has long since vanished. Controlling the mighty 2-horsepower vehicle is Lindley F. Bothwell, whose unusual occupation it is to collect such mementos of days gone by. Empty now are its seats, which once held bustled ladies and mustachioed dandies. Today, its path leads through quiet California orange groves, providing shade for the motive power. And so at last to the terminus, where it's among old friends. Archaic indeed in our modern world of jet planes and atomic bombs are these souvenirs of an era when life moved at a slow and untroubled pace. But these horse cars don't begin to exhaust L.F. Bothwell's collection. Oh, far from it. Spread out in spectacular array are dozens of 4-wheeled museum pieces, probably the largest private collection of ancient motor cars in America. For these are relics of the Stone Age of automobile manufacturing, yet many of them bear proud names and have played important parts in advancing automotive science. Here, for example, is a 1904 auto car, equipped with a powerful searchlight to help the driver find a reasonable facsimile of a road. Every car, however strange and ungainly, is kept in perfect repair. And this is the granddaddy of the entire menage, a locomobile steamer built in 1899. It may be little, but it's loud. And it still runs, though nearly half a century old. Yeah, there's plenty of life in the old boy yet, and a lot easier to park than many streamlined jobs. More than 100 old cars, including 5 Rolls-Royces. This American underslung, built about 1912, has more distinctive personality than most contemporary models. And back in 1913, this custom-built Lozier cost $22,000. Only 2 models were ever built of this 1903 Packard. Here's a 1903 Rambler and a 1901 Baker Electric. The 1903 auto car anticipated modern design with its hood folding back like ours of today. This sewing machine-like engine looks as though to generate about 1/8 horsepower. The Stutz was a famous racing car back in 1904 when Barney Oldfield was burning up the tracks in this celebrated Blitzen Bend. Special pets are these cars from old racing stables, their motors in perfect condition. But the pride and joy of his entire collection is this monstrous vehicle breathing fire and brimstone. It's a Christie fire engine with front-wheel drive, built in 1904. Going to a fire in those days was like sitting under an active volcano. Its proud owner dons an appropriate helmet and, ignoring the cloud of smoke, takes off on a triumphal tour. Yes, here's someone we can really envy, a man with a private fire engine and many other strange and wonderful possessions. Lindley Bothwell is literally carried away by his unusual occupation.
Becomes the head of a movie studio in Tay Garnett's classic Hollywood satire, Stand-In, starring Leslie Howard and Humphrey Bogart. Next. When Francis Ford Coppola and George Lucas teamed up to tell the story of an American visionary, they were putting their money where their hearts were.
I've been thinking about that car a lot longer than 15 years.
Like Preston Tucker.
That means seat belts, disc brakes, and a rear engine.
You're going to be dead and buried by the big 3.
A movie about a man ahead of his time, made by 2 maverick filmmakers.
It's the idea that counts.
Tucker, the man and his dream. October 16th at 6 p.m. Eastern, only on AMC's Saturday Classics.
We did it!
You want to see this boy die because you personally want it, not because of the facts.
Explore the world of movies and movie making with every issue of AMC Magazine. Every month, exclusive, in-depth features and interviews from Hollywood insiders and noted authors. You'll also find intimate, rare, behind-the-scenes photographs that bring the stars and the star makers to life. No chance of missing your favorite classic movies. The monthly calendar and listings tell you all you need to know. Let the network that shares your passion for the movies be your guide. Order AMC magazine for yourself or a friend today. Just call toll-free 1-888-AMC-4700 or send a check or money order for $12.95 to the address on your screen. You can also order on our website, amctv.com. AMC Magazine. Order today.
This Halloween, cuddle up with AMC's Monster Fest.
I won't love a monster, I won't.
A terrifying movie every night of Halloween week and a monstrous movie marathon all Halloween weekend. Featuring legendary director Roger Corman, your master of scaremonies.
Who says there aren't any good parts in movies anymore?
Monster Fest. Coming this Halloween only on AMC.
A banker becomes the head of a movie studio in Tay Garnett's classic Hollywood satire, Stand-In, starring Leslie Howard and Humphrey Bogart. Next.